Hello everybody, my name's Jade and welcome to my channel. Today I'm going to be doing the Booktube Newbie Tag. So lately I've seen a lot of people that I regularly watch do the not new to Booktube tag, which ultimately made me question why I haven't done the Booktube Newbie Tag yet. So I'm gonna do it now. If anything, I wasn't able to find who originally posted this tag, but if I do find it eventually, I will post it down in the description below so you can check out their original video. But other than that, I compiled a list of 10 questions that I've seen on most of the Booktube Newbie tags that I've watched previously, and I'm just going to get into them and answer them. So let's just get started. And I'll apologize in advance because the lighting's going to be absolutely atrocious. But again, still trying to figure out my setup, so if anything, we'll just move on. So starting off with question number 1, why did you start this channel? I started this channel because I have been watching so much BookTube lately that I just really want to be a part of the community in general. I want to be able to talk about my thoughts with people who read as well and read a lot like I do. Mostly because I don't know of very many people like me who read a lot and love to read. Even the people that I work with, I don't really talk to them outside of work, even though they like to read as well. So just starting at this channel and getting to have conversations with the people who watch my videos and getting to share my thoughts and opinions is what I really wanted to start this channel for, just so I could talk to people about it and make new friends. Question number 2, what are some fun and unique things that you can bring to this community? I don't really like this question. I'll be perfectly honest with you. Just because when you first start your channel, you're not really sure what is going to be unique that you can bring to the community because so many people are doing so many things already. I will say that I'm already good at editing, so that's not going to be a problem. And I also know that I'm really, really excited to create some of my own tags for people to participate in, just because I love tags. I love watching people do tags based on things that we are already experiencing in our world and relating them back to reading. I love those. I love those so much, and I want to be able to create my own. Another thing you might be unique to my channel is that I am not afraid to talk about the books that I don't like very much, but it's because I want to be honest and candid with the people who watch my videos. And if that means leaving out reviews of books that I don't like, I don't feel like it's being very candid, not only to you guys, but to myself, because that's not the type of person I am. I like having discussions not only about the books I love, but about the books I really don't like and the reasons why I don't like them, and then hearing from other people why they might like these books that I don't like and why they appreciate them when I don't. So in the future, I'm going to be posting reviews for books that I like as well as dislike, but again, I'm not going to leave out something if that's part of who I am. I talk about all books I read, not just the ones I like. So I know some booktubers choose to keep some of their disliked book reviews out of their channel just because they don't want to keep it negative, or they don't want to get the hate from other people who don't agree with them, and that's fine. You can do what you want. If that's what you want to do, that's perfectly okay. But I think that's unique to me just because I'm not afraid to do that, and that's something I'm really excited about doing, is talking about all the books I read rather than just some of them. Moving on to question number 3, what are you the most excited about for your channel? To be perfectly honest with you, I'm most excited about meeting people on BookTube. As I said earlier, I don't really know a lot of people or have any personal close friends that read, and not nearly as much as I do. I find that I'm reading so many new things, and I just have so many things that I want to talk about, and I have no one to really share them with. I share them with my boyfriend, and he's not a big reader either, which doesn't really help. So I'll talk about all these things that I'm excited about or angry about, and he doesn't understand those things on the same level just because he doesn't read. And again, that's okay. If he doesn't like reading, then that's fine. It's just more, again, I'm really excited to meet new people and get to talk to new people and just meet people in general. Like being a social butterfly, I'm really excited for it. Question number 4, why do you love to read? This is such a big and loaded question, honestly. I'm not going to be able to do this very briefly, but I'm going to try my best. One of my favorite things about reading in general is the way that they make me think, whether they make me really happy about the things I'm thinking about or angry, just being able to have those experiences in general, and that reading from a piece of paper can make you feel so many things inside and question your morality and beliefs and the things that you currently hold dear to yourself, or even open you up to new things that you've never heard about or experienced yourself, especially the experience yourself part. If there's something that's happened to someone else, especially in contemporary, that you haven't experienced and you get to read about it, that's opening up your views of the world and how other people experience it. And to me, that's really, really important, is getting to know about other people's experiences. So question number 5, what book or series really got you into reading? This one's a little bit tricky, but at the same time it's not, just because I started reading when I was potty training. So I don't really remember a lot of the stuff that I read when I was really young. The first series that I really remember getting extremely into was a series of a Fortunate Events series. I plowed through those books so fast. I really was in love with them. And I don't necessarily remember what they were about, but I remember being really into them and sharing those thoughts and feelings with my mom, who really, really got me into reading when I was younger. And yeah, just I remember reading those a lot, but otherwise I don't really know what series got me into reading. It's just I've been reading as long as I can remember. Question number 6, what questions would you ask your favorite booktuber? So I have a lot of favorite booktubers. They all read lots of different things and have lots of different opinions. So I'm not gonna ask a question that I would ask a specific booktuber just because they're all so different. If anything, I would ask them individually in person what their favorite books are, because I would like to know their opinions about their favorite books in a way that they might not have been able to share over video when they were doing those videos in the first place. Hearing why they love them so much and why they touch their hearts and why they're important to them and want to share them with others. That to me is really important, and that really shows a lot about a person in general. So if I were able to get the chance to meet any of them and get to know them on a deeper level, that'd be one of the first questions I'd ask, because, you know, I want to hear about the things that they're really excited about and really excited to share. Question number 7, what challenges about starting a new channel will be hardest for you to overcome? This question I already know, because this was the reason I hesitated to start this channel for such a long time. I've wanted to start this channel months and months ago. It was something that I was really excited about doing, but I didn't know how to start. I didn't know how to go about filming. I didn't know about what programs would be best for editing. I didn't know what type of content I wanted to post. I didn't know how to make my channel seem unique and candid to who I am. But I knew I wanted to do it for a really long time. One of the biggest reasons for me holding back was my thoughts about how my friends and family might feel about me doing it. I've had conversations with people before in terms of, if I can make up a list of questions for a tag based on this thing over here, how would you help me go about doing it? What questions would you come up with? I've had people say I shouldn't post things on the internet. I've had people laugh at me for wanting to do so and think that I could do more productive things with my time. I've had a lot of negative reactions to me doing it, but I've also had a lot of positive ones saying, if it's something you're passionate about and it's something you want to do, just do it. Don't wait for someone else to give you confirmation that that's good for you and what you should be doing. So getting over how my closest friends and family might feel is going to be the biggest thing for me. And then not having as many people view my videos at first, because like I said earlier, I'm really excited about talking to people about my thoughts and opinions, about their own thoughts and opinions, but I don't get as much response. It's going to be hard for me to go forward just because I might be stuck with what to do next in order to get that engagement level up. I might not know what to do. So I know that that's going to be hard for me for sure. Plus, I have 2 particular munchkins in mind that are definitely going to give me a hard time. One of those particular munchkins is the Bean, or Trance, depending on which one you call him, but most people call him the Bean. He is 6 years old, and he's my little sweetie. But yeah, there's him. And then I have this munchkin, whose name is Milo. He's the baby of the house. He's under a year old, and every time I go to film, he is making so much noise. He's always going to play with a toy, or we'll go pounce on Trance and make him start growling and crying because he's a little jerk. But yeah, I'm going to have to worry about these 2 interrupting me while I'm filming, which in the past 2 videos I've posted, which isn't very many, he has interrupted me a lot. So I'm going to have to deal with coping with these 2 and figuring out how I can keep them out of their cages and happy while filming and not being worried about being interrupted by them meowing or something. I told you he'd interrupt me. He's even in the cage and he's interrupting me right now. scratching on it, meowing. I told you guys he's gonna interrupt me. He does it every time. Every time. So finally moving on to question number 7. When did you start reading? As I said earlier, I am pretty positive, as long as my mom's telling me the truth, that I started reading when I was potty training, and I've been reading ever since. Obviously, I can't remember doing that stuff, but yeah, I've been reading for a very, very long time. So question number 9, where do you read? I read everywhere. It'll come as no surprise to anyone that knows me very well that I can read anywhere, anytime and place. It just depends if I feel like reading or not. I know in my old apartment I made this nook in there so that I can read. It's not the same as this. I actually had a chair between these 2 shelves in my old apartment, and I read in there, and it was fantastic. Loved it. Decorated. The middle in between the 2 bookshelves were lots of decorations. It was my nook. It was my safe place. I loved reading there. Even had a do not disturb sign so that people walking past me in my apartment wouldn't disturb me when I was reading. But here it's a bit different just because I just wanted a backdrop behind me. So now my bookshelves are here, my chair is next to me, and there's great natural light in here, so I love to read in here. But I can read anywhere. It just depends on if I feel like reading in the moment. So reading on the couch, reading in bed, reading on the bus, just anywhere. As long as I have a book with me, I'm pretty much up for reading anytime. And finally, question number 10, what kind of books do you like to read? So at this point, I am trying to be pretty open with my reading. I will admit that I don't really like reading contemporary very much, but just because I find that with all the contemporary I read, I've been reading the same story over and over, so I haven't really found the contemporary I've really been drawn to yet. But for the most part, and like a lot of people on Booktube, I love reading fantasy. There's just something about fantasy that adds something to the story that no other genre can. But for the most part, I'm pretty open to what I read. If someone recommends me something and they're like, yeah, this book's really important to me and you really need to read this, and it's not my particularly favorite genre, I'll still read it. It more depends on what I feel like in the moment rather than what's my favorite genre and what do I want to stick to. You know, do I feel like reading historical fiction that day? Do I feel like reading contemporary? Do I feel like reading a biography? It just depends. It only just depends on the day and whether I'm reading slumpy or not. But yeah, I'm pretty much open for anything, but I prefer to read fantasy over everything else. So that concludes my list of answers to the Booktube Newbie Tag. Feel free to leave a comment down below if you have any thoughts or opinions about what I said today, or if you have your own Booktube Newbie Tag video that you'd like me to watch. I'd love to watch them and then hear your thoughts and feelings about why you joined Booktube as well. And yeah, thank you guys for watching. I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye!